Okay, so we are starting chapter 10, which is surface area and volume. Today we are going to do 10.1, which would be surface area of prisms. And our learning goal is that I can find the surface area of prisms. So for your warm-up, I want you to fill out the test reflection and Schoology. If you've already done that, then continue with the notes. If not, pause the notes and go back and fill out that test reflection for chapter 9. All right, so for vocab, before we begin, we kind of need to understand some things. So we are looking at the surface area of rectangular prisms. And so the surface area, which we call capital S in our formula, of a rectangular prism is the sum of the areas of the bases and the lateral faces. So when we have a 3D shape that looks like this, our bases would be the top and bottom. So this would be the top or bottom. And then our faces are our sides. And so we're finding the area of each side of the box. And so what the surface area is would be if I take a box and I completely lay it flat. So I make it to where it just lays out completely flat. Think of like a pizza box when it lays down all the way. It looks something like this. And so our bases end up being, we fold them this way, and so they fold out, and then our faces kind of lay in the middle. And so what we're going to do is find the area of each section. So this section, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We're going to add them all up. And so we find the area at the top and the bottom of the box and all of the sides. And what that is, so the surface area would be if I laid the box completely flat like a pizza box, how much of the area or how much area would that pizza box take up? And so our formula for surface area, we use a capital S, is 2 times the length times the width. And that's our basis. So the reason we have 2 is because we know area is length times width. And so we do our length times our width, and we find the area of this section. Well, we have 2 bases. And so that's why we multiply by 2 there. And then we're going to do 2 times the length times the height. So that gives us this section of the box because our height is over here. So how tall? So we take this section times this one, so height times length. And we actually have 2 of those because in the back of the box, we also have this little section or this rectangle back here. So if we lay it out flat, we have this section and this section. And then our last one is our width times our height. So that is this section on the side here of a box and the side over here on a box, which ends up being these sections when we lay it flat. So let's do an example. So some people like to make the image flat, and if you can turn it into a 3D image, then yes, it does make it a lot easier to find the area of all of that. But a lot of the times they don't give you the flat image. So I'm going to show you using my tricks on how to solve this one, and then we'll see that it matches over on the side. So what I like to do is I label T/B for top and bottom. So for the bottom, that's this section. I'm going to multiply this side right here is 3, and over here is a 5. So I'm going to do 3 times 5, but there's 2 of them. I am looking at the top, or the bottom is what I just colored in, and the top. And so I'm also going to multiply by 2. And so 3 times 5 is 15, times 2 is 30. Now I'm going to look at the front and the back. So I'm going to label it front slash back. And so that's this section here, which I'm kind of drawing in with blue, and then the back, which is back here. And so I'm going to use the 6 because this is 6, and down here at the bottom is 3. So I'm going to do 6 times 3 times 2 because there's a front and a back. So 6 times 3 is 18, times 2 is 36. So this is 36. And then we have our sides. So our sides, I'll do that in black. So I have sides. And we can call that left and right. And so that's this section here, and then this section back here. So this would be my left and my right. So down here, my bottom section is 5 times the height of the box, which was 6, times 2, because there's a left and a right side. So 6 times 5 is 30, times 2 is 60. And then what we do is we're going to add those up. So we're going to do 30 plus 36 plus 60, 30 plus 36 plus 60, and that gives us 125, or 126, sorry. So that's my surface area. So that equals S. So we can also look and see that 3 times 6, so that's 18. This is 6, remember? This is 6 and this is 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. I'm going to get rid of that 6, that way we don't get confused. Over here, this is also 6, so 6 times 5 is 30. This is 3, and this is 6, that's 18. 3 times 5 is 15, and that would be the same down here. And then you add all those up. 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 15 plus 15 is 30, plus 18 plus 18 is 36, and we get 126. So you can do it either way. I just always use the 3D drawing because sometimes it's a little harder to draw it out flat. But if you can do that, then by all means, that's always an option. So I want you to give these ones a try, 1 and 2, and then you're going to check your answers with mine. Okay, for the first one, I tried to color code it because I try and like highlight where I'm actually looking. So in black, you can see I have the top and the bottom. And so down here, we have the bottom is 2 by 3, so 2 times 3, and then there's a top and a bottom, so there's 2, so I multiply by 2. And so 2 times 3 is 6, plus or times 2 is 12. The front and the back, I have 2 going across the bottom, but then going upwards is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, times 2, because there's a front and a back, is 16. And then sides, so left and right. So my sides are 4 by 3. So 4 times 3 times 2, because there's a right and a left, and that's 24. And then you add them all up, and you get 52. So then we're going to do the same thing over here. So top and bottom, that's in blue. So down here we have top and bottom. So my bottom is an 8 by 8. So 8 times 8 times 2, which is 128. My front is an 8 by 5, and that's also my back. So I'm going to multiply by 2. So 8 times 5 times 2 is 80. And then my left and right, so these side pieces over here, the bottom section over here is 8, so that means that's also 8 on that side. So 8 times 5 is 40, times 2 is 80. And then we add them up, and we get 288. All right, so we're going to do the same thing, only this time we're going to use a prism of, so like the base is a triangle, not a rectangle. So the top and bottom is now a triangle. So it's the same thing. If we lay it out flat, it looks like this image over here. And I'm going to teach you the same exact thing. So I'm still going to do top and bottom. So top and bottom, we have triangles. So for the triangle, we have 3 times 4. But then remember, a triangle is divided by 2 because it's a half of a rectangle. But I have a top and a bottom, so we actually get to get rid of this. So we're only going to do it once. We don't multiply by 2. We just don't divide it by half twice. So we have 3 times 4, and we're not going to multiply it by 2 or divide by 2 because that just cancels it out. Because if I did divide it by 2, but then there's times 2 of them, these cancel. So we just do our triangle, our length and our width, and we get 12. And then we're going to do the rectangles. So what I do is I draw it out. So here's my first rectangle, rectangle 1. And I have a 3 going along the side, and I go up 6. So 3 times 6. And this isn't a rectangle anymore, so all of them are not equal. So we have to do all 3 of the rectangles. So 3 times 6 is 18. My second rectangle, we'll do that in pink. It's going to be this side one back here. So I'm going over 4 up 6. So 4 times 6, we get 24. And then the last one I'll do in green. And sometimes the last one's the hardest one to see. But remember, this back side here is also a rectangle. And so our third rectangle is 5 going across and 6 going down. So 5 times 6, which is 30. And now I'm going to add all 4 of these together. So I'm going to do 12 plus 18 plus 24 plus 30, and I get 84. So if I do it with it flat, I'm going to show you that this kind of like mess of a thing actually does work. So this side length is 6. So 6 times 3 is 18. 5 times 6, because the side length here it says is 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. 4 times 6 is 24. And then my base times height for one triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I have 3 times 4 divided by 2, which is 6. So this is 6 and this is 6. Well, since I have 2 of those, 6 plus 6 gave us that 12. So mine's kind of like a loophole, a quick cheat, if you will. And so when I add all those up, we get 12 plus 18 plus 24 plus 30, and we get the same thing as 84. So they're both the same. But over here, you can see why I have 12 here and I don't multiply by 2. It's because we kind of already took care of it. All right, so you're going to give this one a try, and then you are going to check your answer with mine. Okay, so something that I want to point out, your top and bottom is always the triangle. So if you're using my method, the triangle is always the top / bottom. So on some of your homework or some of your problems, it might show the triangles off to the side, but just remember that those are considered our top and bottom is just flipped. So the triangle on the top has 5 by 12, and there was that little square here. This is telling you that the 2 numbers along these sides right here are the 2 numbers that you use, the numbers that are next to the square. So 5 times 12 is 60. And then remember, we don't have to multiply by 2 or divide by 2. It takes care of that because 2 halves of a triangle make up a whole square. So then our rectangle 1, I did the one in the corner back here in orange. So I did this one, and that's 3 times 5, because if this height is 3, then over here is also 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. My second triangle rectangle is the blue one back here. And that is a 3 by 12. So 3 times 12 is 36. And then my front rectangle, why is I saying triangle? My front rectangle is this one. And this one is a 3 by 13. So 3 times 13 is 39. And then I add them all up. So 60 plus 15 plus 36 plus 39 is 150. And so that's how we find the surface area of a prism. So just remember, if we're doing my method, my top and bottom is always the triangle. And then you're going to need to show work for this one. I know that that's like our least favorite thing to do, but you're going to have to write it all down. I still have to write it all down. So make sure that you get a piece of paper out and you start actually writing down and showing your work for this, or you are going to struggle. But pretty much what you are doing is finding the area of every single side of that 3D shape. And then you add them all together. So now I want you to go and start your homework on big ideas. And if you have any questions, please email me.